The story opens with an atmospheric and grand prologue, set in 965 AD. The Frost Giants, led by King Laufey, invade Earth, aiming to conquer it using the Tesseract, a powerful artifact capable of immense energy manipulation. Their plan is to plunge the world into a new ice age. However, their ambitions are thwarted by the Asgardians, an advanced race from the realm of Asgard. Led by Odin, the Asgardians engage in a fierce battle with the Frost Giants in Norway. The Asgardians eventually emerge victorious, forcing the Frost Giants to retreat to their homeworld, Jotunheim. As a trophy of their victory, the Asgardians seize the Casket of Ancient Winters, which contains the Tesseract. Many years later, in Asgard, Odin recounts the tale to his young sons, Thor and Loki. Odin explains that both of them are worthy, but only one can ascend to the throne. He teaches them that a wise king never seeks war but must always be prepared for it. Fast forward to the present day, Thor is now a mighty warrior, brash and eager to prove himself. Asgard is in the midst of celebrating Thor's ascension as crown prince. However, during the ceremony, Frost Giant infiltrators breach Asgard's defenses and attempt to steal the casket. The intruders are swiftly dealt with by the Destroyer, an indestructible automaton guardian. Despite the crisis being averted, Thor is furious and demands retribution against the Frost Giants. Odin, however, remains calm and forbids any retaliatory action, emphasizing the need for peace. Defying his father's orders, Thor gathers his brother Loki and his closest friends, Volstagg, Fandral, Hogun, and Sif, and travels to Jotunheim. Heimdall, the all-seeing gatekeeper of the Bifrost Bridge, allows them to pass, curious to know how the Frost Giants managed to infiltrate Asgard undetected. Upon their arrival in Jotunheim, they are confronted by King Laufey, who taunts Thor. A battle ensues, and it quickly becomes apparent that the Asgardians are outmatched. During the skirmish, Loki discovers that he is immune to the Frost Giants' touch, causing his skin to turn blue like theirs. This revelation hints at Loki's true heritage. The battle escalates, and just as the group is on the verge of being overwhelmed, Odin arrives to rescue them. He apologizes to Laufey and brings the group back to Asgard. Back in Asgard, Odin is furious with Thor for his reckless actions, which have nearly reignited a war. As punishment, Odin strips Thor of his powers and banishes him to Earth. He sends Thor's enchanted hammer, Mjolnir, to Earth as well, casting a spell that only the worthy can wield it. Thor crash lands in the New Mexico desert, where he is hit by a van driven by scientists Jane Foster, Eric Selvig, and Darcy Lewis. Darcy tasers the disoriented Thor, and they take him to a hospital. Jane, a dedicated astrophysicist, is intrigued by the strange man who appeared in the middle of a storm. Thor escapes from the hospital but is found again by Jane. He explains his situation to her, though she is skeptical. Meanwhile, Mjolnir lands in the desert, attracting the attention of the locals and S.H.I.E.L.D. who secure the site. Thor learns of the hammer's location and heads there, hoping to reclaim his power. He infiltrates the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility but is unable to lift Mjolnir, realizing he is not yet worthy. He is captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, led by Agent Coulson. Jane's research is also confiscated by S.H.I.E.L.D., leaving her frustrated and determined to get it back. Back in Asgard, Loki confronts Odin about his true heritage. He learns that he is a frost giant, adopted by Odin after the war with Jotunheim. This revelation shatters Loki's identity, and he angrily confronts Odin, who then falls into the Odin sleep, a deep regenerative coma. With Odin incapacitated, Loki assumes the throne as acting king. Loki's reign is marked by deceit and manipulation. He strikes a secret deal with Laufey, promising to let the frost giants into Asgard to kill Odin and reclaim the casket. In reality, Loki plans to betray Laufey and prove himself a hero by saving Odin. On Earth, Thor bonds with Jane and her colleagues, gradually learning humility and the value of selflessness. Eric Selvig, suspecting that Thor might be dangerous, tries to protect Jane but eventually comes to trust him. Thor reveals his true identity and mission, earning their support. As Loki's plans unfold, he sends the Destroyer to Earth to eliminate Thor. The massive automaton arrives in the desert and begins wreaking havoc. Thor confronts the destroyer, offering himself in exchange for the safety of the humans. This selfless act proves his worthiness, and Mjolnir returns to him, restoring his powers. Thor defeats the destroyer and vows to return to Asgard. In Asgard, Loki's plan comes to fruition as the frost giants infiltrate the palace. Laufey reaches Odin's bedchamber but is killed by Loki, who seeks to appear as Asgard's savior. Heimdall, despite being frozen by Loki, manages to break free and summon Thor back to Asgard. Thor arrives and confronts Loki at the Bifrost Bridge. Loki reveals his plan to destroy Jotunheim using the Bifrost, aiming to prove himself as Asgard's true hero. The brothers engage in a fierce battle, during which Thor uses Mjolnir to destroy the Bifrost, preventing the annihilation of Jotunheim. As the bridge collapses, both Thor and Loki fall into the void, but Odin awakens and saves Thor. Loki, unable to accept defeat, lets go and falls into the abyss. With peace restored in Asgard, Thor reconciles with Odin, who acknowledges Thor's growth and newfound wisdom. Thor, however, is saddened by the loss of his brother and longs for Jane. Heimdall reassures him that she is searching for a way to find him. Back on Earth, Jane sets up a new lab with the help of S.H.I.E.L.D, determined to continue her research and find a way to reunite with Thor. In the post-credits scene, Erik Selvig is taken to a S.H.I.E.L.D facility where he meets Nick Fury. Fury shows him a mysterious, powerful cube, the Tesseract, and asks for his help in studying it. An invisible Loki influences Selvig, hinting at the future conflicts that will arise from the cube's power. Movie commentary. Thor, 2011, directed by Kenneth Branagh, is a visually striking film that successfully introduces the Marvel Cinematic Universe to the realm of Norse mythology. The film follows the journey of Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, from a brash and arrogant prince to a humbled hero worthy of wielding his magical hammer, Mjolnir. Hemsworth's portrayal of Thor captures both the god's might and his human vulnerability, making for a compelling character arc. Tom Hiddleston's performance as Loki, Thor's enigmatic and troubled brother, adds depth and complexity to the story, establishing a compelling antagonist whose motivations are rooted in family dynamics and personal insecurities. The film's visual effects and production design effectively bring the realms of Asgard and Earth to life, with Asgard's grandeur and futuristic design contrasting with the more grounded and realistic depiction of Earth. The action sequences are well executed, showcasing Thor's powers and the epic nature of the story. However, the film's pacing can be uneven at times, with the transition between Asgard and Earth occasionally feeling disjointed. Some of the supporting characters, particularly on Earth, lack development and feel underutilized in the broader narrative. Overall, Thor is a solid entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that balances mythological elements with superhero action, setting the stage for future films and character developments. It effectively establishes Thor as a key figure in the MCU, blending grandiose mythology with relatable human themes.